Welcome back. My name is Dr. Zia. This is my lecture series on research methods. We were discussing about research process, where we discussed in my previous lectures the broad problem area. Second step was preliminary data gathering and literature review. And today I'm going to talk about problem definition. All right. So problem definition. Now, after the literature review and preliminary data collection, and even maybe the interviews and whatsoever the data you collected through, you narrow down the problem from its original broad base and define the issues of the concern more clearly. It is critical that the focus must be unambiguous and clearly defined. Remember that the problem does not mean that something is seriously wrong, but a problem could simply indicate an interest in an issue where finding the right answer might help to improve the existing situation. Let's define problem. What is problem? I request you to pause my video and comment below what do you think, what comes in your mind, what is problem. Okay, a problem is any situation where a gap exists between the actual and the desired or ideal state. Let me repeat. A problem is any situation where a gap exists between the actual and the desired state. How can we identify the problem clearly? Identifying the symptoms for the problem is okay, but remember that identifying the symptoms of a problem are not as defined as the real problem. It is not defined as the real problem. For example, let me explain with an example. A manager might have tried to increase productivity by increasing the price rate, but with little success. Here, the real problem may be the low morale and motivation of employees who feel they are not being recognized as valuable contributors to the organization. Remember, there are antecedents, problem, and consequences. Now, let's go for problem definition or problem statement. Problem definition. Problem definition means that it is often referred to a clear, precise, and succinct statement of the question or issue that is to be investigated with the goal of finding the answer or even solution. So, you remember four aspects we discussed previously? I hope so. If you haven't, if you cannot remember, please go back to my previous lectures and watch that. I strongly recommend. Examples of well-defined problems can be like this. Let me put some examples of well or good problem statements. To what extent the new advertising campaign been successful in creating the high quality customer centered corporate image that it was intended to produce? Or how has the new packaging affected the sales of the product? Or what are components of quality of life? So the problem statement can be in the question shape, in a statement, or in any other statement. Most of the times, if it is in the assertive form or in a statement, it would be preferred. Problem definition or problem statement exist. Check out existing business problems. How do you find out the problem statement or problem definition? I tell you that find out some existing business problems if you are conducting research in business. Check some situations that may not pose any current problems but have scope of improvement. That is what I call the applied research. Or you can go for areas where some conceptual clarity is needed, it is still missing for better theory building. Situations in which a researcher is trying to answer a research question empirically because of interest in the topic. That's what we call basic research. Okay, so in this way you can find out the problems and you can write the problem statement, you can define it and inscribe in a proper and an effective manner. My name is Dr. Zia. I thank you very much for watching my lecture. Please subscribe and press the bell icon. See you in my next lecture.